All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started so that we have enough time to cover everything. What we wanted to do today was to expose you to information about our AP programs, what classes we have to offer, and kind of what's included or expected in those classes. We had a presentation prepared that I was going through earlier, but I also gave teachers time to speak, and we ran out of time. So I'd like to give the teachers more time to speak. So why I want to make sure that you understand the importance of this is once we decide to get to have an AP class, that commits a teacher for the whole entire year to teaching that course. So some of you have signed up for an AP class and then wanted to drop the AP class, and we said, no, sorry, can't do it. And it's because we've committed to offering this section of AP, and it's tied up that teacher, and we can't let kids out of it. So why I want you to make the best decision for you, I want you to understand that we're giving you all the information you need so that you can make that decision now and not try to change your mind later. There are some great benefits of AP. We feel like that we have a lot to offer with our programs. We have some of the best teachers in the building teaching the AP courses, and we want to go through and let you know what your options are for next year. We do have a few new courses that we're going to offer. We have the AP Music Theory with Mr. Pace that he'll talk about in just a second. It's been offered before. It's just coming back to our campus. It's been at Southwood. And we're offering a new English 4 AP Lang course next year that would be new to our campus. So in addition to what we've already offered and what we've done in the past, we'll have those two new options for you to select as well. We do have a high pass rate on our AP exams. Most colleges will accept a 3. I say most, so make sure you do check with whatever college you're looking into to see if they'll take what AP score they'll actually take for credit. But most will take a 3, and we've had an 80% pass rate in our school overall with our AP courses. So we feel like we prepare you well. You will have the rigor that you need. You have the accountability of having a teacher here on campus that you can go back to, get help, talk to, and available to you all year long, versus having a college class that you go to class two days a week and that's it. You just go to class and earn the credit. We also want you to make decisions that are best for your future. So with that end in mind, you're thinking about what's best for you, not just what's the easiest route or path to get there. So we are strong believers in our AP program. We have a lot to offer, and I want to let you listen to the actual teachers of these programs. So we're going to start with Ms. Harder to talk to you about our AP Lit and Lang course.
Hey everybody, I'm Mrs. Harder. If you want to take a course that will help you with every single course you have in college, and it will help you in real life later on, AP Literature is that course. And there are reasons for that, which I'll talk about. In general, AP classes are a huge advantage to you, and across the board, any of our AP classes, as you just heard from Ms. Jones, all of them make you better thinkers. All of them make your classes easier when you get to college, and all of them make your life decisions easier, even beyond college. As far as AP Literature goes, Versus 101, it goes into more depth, but you have a lot more time with the instructor who is there to help you. When you take an AP course, when you take AP Literature, I'm there every day with you. And one of my favorite parts of the AP classroom is that you get to make mistakes. And you get to try out your ideas, even if they're a little crazy. So you get to think very creatively, but you also learn to think very logically and learn to be able to back up anything that any claim you want to make and anything that you want to get. You learn how to argue a point really well, whether it's in writing or whether it's when you're speaking. I mentioned that it's always okay to be wrong. We get a lot of practice in the AP classroom and AP Lit, and a lot of days we'll be sitting around it's a more informal atmosphere, and we'll be sitting around talking, trying out those ideas. It's a luxury that we don't get. If when I get the chance to teach those 101 classes down the street, I don't get that luxury with my students. I give them the assignment, they're on their own to do it, and they better come back with good outcomes. And they don't get a lot of practice with me for a 101 class. With an AP class, we get to practice We get to be wrong. We get to try things out. And it's a lot more of a family atmosphere. It's a lot more of a relaxed atmosphere. You have smaller classes, and you get a lot more one-on-one time, and you get a lot more grades. With an AP class, there are many grades. It is still a high school class, even though it's a college class on campus that you don't have to travel for, you still get a lot more grades, so you get a lot more chances. With a one-on-one class, you generally have 3, 4, or 5 grades, and that is it. And you are sort of on your own after the explanation in class to get the job done. It's really almost the polar opposite in an AP class. You get lots and lots of practice, and everything counts toward your effort counts, okay? Effort in 101, there's a little practice that they're sent home, but the grades count, and there's just a few of them. I mentioned you get a lot more one-on-one help. There are, one of the side benefits of AP English is that students tend to increase their SAT and their ACT scores. This is statistically proven by the College Board, but also just from talking with my students year after year, every year several people will tell me, oh, just after the first 2 months or 3 months, my SAT score went up 80 points, 100 points, 120 points, and that's just last year that I'm talking about. So there are some side benefits. It is any AP course, including AP Lit and AP Language, look better on an application in college. If a college admissions officer sees AP on your transcript, they know that you are pushing yourself. They know that you want to understand things more in depth. And when they see that, it can make the difference between a 101 class and an AP class. It can make the difference. And if one student has AP classes and one does not, the AP student is going to get accepted almost every time. And I have been told that directly from people that work at Carolina, at Clemson, and even at Harvard, who are admissions counselors. It does make the difference when they see that on your transcript. Also on your transcript, when you take a one-on-one class and you get an A, you get a 95, regardless of what that A is. In an AP class, you can get up to 100. So that is something to kind of consider, because you have people probably in each of our classes. If I asked the other AP teachers, all of us have people with 99s and 100s and grades above 95. So that can make a big difference as well to colleges and acceptance. In AP Literature in particular, there are really 2 kinds of thinking. There is the logical thinking that you learn to support an idea and back it up with specifics, and you learn to write really well, and you learn to write faster. So what that translates into is you are able to write and speak more efficiently, therefore get your homework done a lot faster, and I'm talking cutting it in half at least, when you have something to write in college. And that was a huge advantage to me going into college after AP training in high school. So it does make your homework time less after you've taken AP Literature, because the writing that you have to do in every class gets shorter. I have students every year tell me that they took a psychology class, or they took a brain and behavior class that was science-based, or they took an English class and the professor gave an essay exam and they were the only ones that finished. And it was because of their AP training. So AP Literature teaches you to write and to talk in a more efficient way. It cuts down the time that you spend having to get your thoughts together. And it also makes you just a better thinker, which I think translates into real life, even beyond college. I think I speak for all of us that as far as the exam goes, a lot of people are nervous about the AP exams. You're looking at a whole bunch of people up there that if you just do what the AP curriculum tells you and what we give you to do in your practice, you will be ready. And I think we can stand pretty firm. Not every school can say that to you, but I think that's especially true here at T.L. Hanna. A couple more things. Some people worry about summer reading. As of this summer, there will be no summer reading for AP English, okay? So some of my students this year are looking at me like, Miss Harder, Okay, it's okay. Still did you well, but there will be no summer reading. So if that's making the difference in you taking it or not taking it, that's a new policy that the district has. Also, some of you are sitting out there and your forte is math or science or engineering, or you want to go into medicine. Don't think that AP Literature is not for you, because the math science specialists that we have in class year after year are the ones who nail their writing and their reasoning with logic. It comes very easily a lot of times, and every AP class, no matter what AP class it is about being able to support a point and being logical. So don't think that because AP Literature is English that there's not logic involved. There is, and if math and science are your thing, a lot of times those people do really, really well. If art, music, history, or English is your idea, and you have great abstract ideas, and you're really creative, we get to do creative projects too, and that is another one of my favorite parts. It involves abstract thinking. Those people who like to think outside the box, that applies to AP Literature as well. And so when I say that AP Literature is really for every student who wants to push himself no matter what your background or what your favorite subject, and when I say that AP Literature helps you with every class you can take in college, I really truly mean it. Switching gears just a little bit, we have a new class that is going to be offered next year. And for those of you that are, you're all rising seniors. So most of you, if you were going to take an AP English course of one kind or another, would take AP English Literature. However, there are some of you sitting out there that are my students right now, and so the new course, AP English Language, can be taken at the same time as AP English Literature. You could take both. Or if you've already had literature, you could take the AP Language course. The new course is going to be the Highlights of English 4 plus a course called AP Language. And that is still about reasoning. It still has creative elements like AP Literature does, but it's more about how people persuade you. So it's about advertisement and the different ways, it's called rhetoric, but the different ways that people persuade you to get their ideas across, whether it's advertisement, whether you're in a business negotiation, but you learn how to reason well and write well as also. Both AP English courses have composition in the title. So both of them have to do with reading of different kinds, and both of them do a little writing, short writing, which is different from 101. You have longer papers. And in the AP English classes, you get your writing done in class. So those are the main differences, and hopefully a few general guidelines about all AP courses here.
Thank you, Ms. Harder. Next we have Mr. Pace with Music Theory. I mentioned earlier that this is a new course that we're bringing back to our campus from Southwood. So he's going to speak to you about that.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks, bud. All right, so I'm here to talk about some AP Music Theory. I will first and foremost say this is a very specific class, so if you are a musician or have studied music, this class is for you. If you've never touched an instrument or sang or played piano, you should not sign up for AP Music Theory. But everyone else, you're more than welcome to come join us. So what this class is, it's your first 2 years of college theory and sight singing and oral skills all crammed into one class. So we start with the very beginning, basics of music theory, how to build a scale, the whole 9 yards, and we go all the way through third species counterpoint. If you don't know what that is, that's fine, because you'll learn. So essentially, when you take this class, you are going to start with day 1 of theory, and we're going to slowly progress through our textbook, which will take you through literally 2 semesters of college. If you make a 3 or higher on this test, any college in South Carolina and pretty much anything in the Southeast, they'll accept that as your replacement for your music theory classes in college. I've had a lot of students in the past who took the class and did well, but still retook the class in college and made easy A's. I will tell you this is an action-packed class. We move very, very quickly, but you learn a ton. There's a creative side to it, but there's also a very analytical side to it. I believe this is going to be a 1-semester class, so if it's offered first semester, then second semester we'll do a lot of group studies after school to get you ready for the AP exam. And if it's offered second semester, then I'll get your names early, and we'll start in the fall doing some after-school stuff to prep you for the exam. I will tell you, if any of you like to write beats or are interested in music, like I write a ton of beats, AP Music Theory will absolutely help everything that you do. So I hope you come join us. Again, please be a musician. If you're not a musician and want to learn, then join band or something first and get a little bit of a background before you try and join the class, because we move very, very quickly. Yeah? Good talk, everybody. AP Music Theory, sign up, be there, or be square.
Thank you, Mr. Pace. Next, we have Ms. Garcia and Mr. Powell with our AP Math options of stats and calculus.
I'm going to sort of be the Debbie Downer here for a minute. Please put your phones away. Just take just a few minutes to put your phones away and hear what we have to say to you. We appreciate that. I'm Mrs. Garcia, and I teach the AP Statistics. This is Mr. Powell. He's the calculus teacher here. He gets to teach 2 classes of AP, and he'll tell you a little bit about that in a second. Let me tell you a little bit about what statistics is. We do data literacy. We collect data, we organize it, we find ways to present it, we make predictions from it. As of 2017, the top 10 fastest growing occupations involve data literacy. It's something you're going to see in everything that you do in life. My goal is to get you to get the highest rigor that you can in that area. I have taught the Math 120. I know that's an option at Tri-County. It's nothing like the rigor you're going to get in an AP Stats class. We have a lot of fun. We do a lot of labs. We become, as Ms. Harder said, like a little family, and you get a lot of information. One thing I do want to point out is that being in AP Calculus and being in AP Stats is not mutually exclusive. You can actually do both. You can be in AP Stats and be in Pre-Cal. We like to have you in all of our math classes. We want you to be there and get the best rigor that you can possibly get. You have a lot of good faculty. We, as Ms. Harder has said, we get a chance to work with you long term. We get you for the year. We get to sit down with you and watch you make your mistakes and help you overcome them. It's a great course, and we want you to consider it.
Hey guys, my name is Mr. Powell. I teach AP Calculus AB and AP Calculus BC. The difference in the two, and I know we've talked with several of you already. AP Calculus AB, you get a Calc 1 credit. AB Calculus BC, you get a Calc 1 and a Calc 2 credit. You have to take pre-calculus in order to, and do pretty well in pre-cal, in order to be eligible to take the AP Calculus classes. I'd love to have you if that's something that you're interested in. My biggest advice to you is to not take your senior year off in terms of mathematics. Take some kind of math course. If you're eligible to take a calculus or a stats class, I recommend those. If not, prob stats, honors calculus, something just to kind of keep your math skills up so that when you go in to take your placement test in whatever school you decide to go to, that you'll be in good shape there. We're both in the 800 hall. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to swing by. We'll talk to you at any time, help you kind of answer any questions or let you know what you need to be able to take and any way that we can help you out. So thanks for giving us some time this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Powell. Next, we have Ms. Rinker, and she's going to talk about our social studies options in AP.
Hey guys, I'm Miss Rinker, and I teach APUSH and AP Gov. One of the other APs that we have in social studies is AP Psychology, which I don't teach, but I teach a lot of students who are in it, and they say that they love it. Some of the things that they love are learning about sleep deprivation and the brain, so if that's something that you're interested in, maybe consider taking that course. They also say that psychology helps you understand the world around you better and helps you learn really good study habits that you can use both now in high school and also when you're in college. I have taught psychology and sociology at the CP level, and a lot of my students went on to take it at the AP level and were very, very successful. But even if you haven't taken Psych Soc before, you should definitely consider taking AP Psychology. I also teach AP US History, which is literally US history all the way from Ice Age up until President Trump's election 2016. We learn all of the causes, effects, and details. And something that I want to say to you guys is if you're not history buffs, if you're not war buffs and battle buffs, that's okay. This class is still for you. We focus more on social, political, and economic aspects of US history. We learn to write, just like Ms. Harder said. You learn to write very, very well in AP US. I see a couple of APUSH vets out there that can probably attest to that. And our pass rate at TL Hanna is 80%, which is 30% higher than the global pass rate in AP US history. We also become a family We have an annual award ceremony after the EOC called the Rinkies, so we get very, very close and tight-knit. And then the last class I want to talk to you about is AP Government. This is a one-semester course that is offered in the spring. This is the first time that it's been offered at Teal Hanna, so I can't speak about the pass rate right now, but I have very good feelings about it. You do have to have taken Gov Econ before so that you can get the Econ credit, and then you'll take AP Gov in the spring. Like I said, it's only one semester, but if you want to become a more informed citizen, learn more about civil rights, Bill of Rights, all of that awesome stuff that makes America so wonderful, you should definitely consider signing up for AP Government. I'm very excited to teach this course. I'm most excited about this one. I spent time this summer on Capitol Hill learning how to teach you guys AP Gov even better. So please consider signing up for that one as well. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Rinker. Mr. Spencer, I don't see him in here. He was going to talk to you about our science options. We do have AP Physics, Chemistry, Biology, and Environmental Science. Environmental Science is a semester course versus the other three that are year-long. I do want to say that all of your options have benefits. There are pros and cons to everything you do, but we just wanted to show you some options that you have, the benefits of those options, and what the expectations are. So that's why we've taken this time to expose you to the AP program. It's not to say that 101 and 102 or dual credit classes at Tech are not good options, because they are for some people, but we do feel like that the rigor you get from AP is very beneficial to your future. And if you're trying to make decisions that's best preparing you for college, we want to give you the options that we have available for you to choose. Like I said earlier, we have some seniors that never step on campus because they're taking dual enrollment courses, and if you take AP, it would allow you to stay on campus, and it's free. So you can get the same benefit of college credit for zero money and more instructional time. So we do have benefits to doing AP, although you may look at it as more work. It's not more work, it's just rigorous. So it's best preparing you for your future, and we truly feel like we've got the best that there is to offer for those courses. I don't think Mr. Spencer's going to make it. So at this time, are we sending them back? Miss Kathy, is that the plan? Okay, so does anybody have any questions before I release you about AP? But I do want to reiterate again, I can't tell you how many times people have asked about changing a schedule once they've signed up for something. And we're spending all of this time to expose you to this so that you clearly understand what you're getting into when you select a course, because we do dedicate a lot of resources to it, and we don't want to slight anyone once we've made those decisions to have the class. So, no questions? All right. I will let you go back quietly to class because we still have about 10 minutes before the bell rings.